Hi, Jeff Higley with Hotel News Now. We're here at the NYU Hotel Investment Conference in New York. I'm sitting with Richard Solomons, the outgoing CEO of IHG. Richard, Thank you for taking time to be with us.
Pleasure to be here.
So you're stepping down after 6 years at the helm.
Yep.
Why now? What makes now the right time?
I think, well, it's 25 years with the company, 14 years on the board, 6 years as CEO. Is there ever a right time? I'm not sure, but I think for me, it's been a good run. The company's in good shape. We've achieved a lot over the last 25 years, and I have a great team around me, not least Keith Barr, who'll be taking over from me. So at the ripe old age of 55, it seemed like time to move on.
What advice would you give to other CEOs who are kind of facing that do I or don't I decision in their minds about stepping away?
Oh, look, I think it's down to circumstance, really. And I love the company. I love what I've been doing. So as always, I think in these situations, it comes back to the people. We have great people. But I think it's good to be able to leave a company at a point where it's doing well and where there are great people who are there to take on the task. And I think many of us have difficult jobs, and in some ways this is a difficult job in terms of travel and everything else, and just the ability to spend a little bit more time in one place and think about future things to do made it the right time for me, but it's always a personal choice.
What's been the most satisfying moment since in your tenure as CEO at IHG?
Oh, there's like an enormous list of it, really, but I think when we became an independent company in 2003, we spun out of our previous parent. In a way, Holiday Inn was seen as, I don't know, maybe even use the word poison pill. It was not a brand that necessarily was properly understood. Now, it had been the engine of growth for a long time. It was still growing and was very powerful, but it didn't have that reputation. Partly Wall Street's fixation on upscale and luxury brands. And I think one of the great things is how we have revitalized and grown the Holiday Inn brand family. So Holiday Inn, Holiday Inn Express, Holiday Inn Resorts, Holiday Inn Club Vacations is the largest single brand in the world. It's double the size of effectively the next largest brand. It's growing in the States extremely well. We have nearly 1,000 in the pipeline. Globally, it's our engine of growth. We've just relaunched the whole room product. We call it Formula Blue for Holiday Inn Express in the US. New rooms for Holiday Inn, the whole open lobby concept within core brand Holiday Inn. And I think we've demonstrated the power of that brand and the fact that the mid-market, the mainstream market is a truly important part of the hotel market. And that's where the vast bulk of consumers are. And if you look at the emerging markets, which obviously is a huge business for us, not just China, but Asia and parts of Europe as well, Holiday Inn continues to be the engine of growth there. And I think that does make me feel very good, actually, that the core heart of our business has more than stood the test of time and is continuing to be relevant to consumers today and tomorrow.
How about the other side of the coin? Certainly there have been decisions you've made where you wish you would have maybe made a little bit of a different, taken a different approach. Is there one that stands out? What would you change if you could?
That's a tough one, isn't it? I think there's always decisions, right? I mean, whether it's chief executive, as a leadership team, you want to make sure that probably something more than half your decisions are right, but they're never going to be all right. Usually for me, it would be about doing things quicker. You know, we allowed things to take longer than they might, and generally, actually, you made your mind get on with it. And if I look back at my business career, maybe I'm the common factor here, but it's getting stuff done quickly, I think is probably the most important thing.
What do you know today that you wish you would have known 25 years ago or 6 years ago when you became CEO?
Lots of things. I think it's incredible the journey you go on as you go through life. You know, it just teaches you so many things. I guess the thing is probably the things that we've done that were maybe trailblazing or were maybe risky, in a way you wish you'd known that they were going to be successful. I was talked about the relaunch of Holiday Inn, lots of skepticism about that. As you say, it was tough. Our owners we had to persuade our owners to invest billions of dollars. We put quite a lot of our own money in, but that's been very successful. We are just about to launch our new reservation system to replace Holodex and GRS that we're doing in conjunction with Amadeus. Massive decisions we took around that. That's the core and the heart of the business. And I think a lot of those initiatives that if you knew they were going to be successful, you get on with it quicker, maybe you'd make it happen. But there's so many things I didn't know when I started this job, I can't even think of the list of what I wish I did.
3 words that would describe your tenure as CEO at IHG. What would they be and why?
Anybody who knows me will tell you I can't do anything in 3 words, Jeff. But I would say actually guest. Maybe that's obvious, but as is the way I've been talking about it, we absolutely focus on what the guest needs are. So I would say guest, I would say owner, I would say technology. I can't do it in 3 words. I would say our people. And I think the last thing I'd say, sorry, it's 5 words, will be consistency. I think one of the things I am proud of is that we set our stall out in 2003 when we became an independent company. And we said we are going to be about great brands. Yeah, we're going to have an asset-light business model, and we're going to focus on a few things, and that's what we've done very consistently. And I think that's been very important to our owners, to our employees, to our shareholders. And those are probably the words, probably lots of others, but I'll take those 5.
Okay.
Thank you,
okay.
Jeff. I appreciate that.
So the last question, what's the next mountain you will climb?
I got some ideas. I think for me, I'm not. They may not want me, but I'd never go and work for a competitor. I have, I've been here at IHG and worked with great people, and I'm very proud of what we've done. But I'm looking for maybe a bit more variety in my life, both on the personal, philanthropic, and business side. Next few years.
Richard Solomons, thank you so much for the time.
Thank you, Jeff.
I really appreciate it.
Good to talk. Thank you.